Good day, I am William Theo, and this is PTV News Now. A certain Japanese national is said to be behind the bomb threat at the DENR Central Office in Visayas Avenue. According to the Quezon City Police District, he was also responsible for the bomb threat at the MRT Kamuning station in September of last year. The bomb threat was reported at around 11:03 a.m., wherein employees were asked to go home and the afternoon shift was suspended. After paneling operations and thorough inspections, results yielded negative and not a sign of an improvised explosive device was found. Meanwhile, Ukraine said it destroyed most of the 45 attack drones launched by Russia overnight, with little damage reported. The announcement comes a day after authorities said 7 were killed in a Russian attack that set a petrol station ablaze in Ukraine's second biggest city, Kyiv. Aerial-guided bombs targeted the villages of Vodyane and the Kyiv region, killing a 56-year-old woman. Falling debris also lightly wounded a 39-year-old man. The day before, the region had seen 7 perish after a Russian drone attack hit a petrol station, spilling burning fuel down the neighboring street. 2 titans of space travel team up to study our planet's health. Plus, a Russian cosmonaut breaks the record for the most time in space, and sky gazers in North America will get a treat in the coming months. VOA's Arash Arabasadi brings us the week in space.
1, ignition, engines full power, and liftoff of Falcon 9 carrying NASA Pace. Go Falcon, go NASA LSP.
We begin this week, as we often do, on a launch pad at Florida's Cape Canaveral. It was private spaceflight company SpaceX joining forces with NASA to launch the newest Earth-observing satellite. Atop a Falcon 9 rocket sat the Plankton Aerosol Cloud Ocean Ecosystem Satellite, or PACE for short. From space, NASA says PACE will study microscopic life in water and microscopic particles in the air. That means scientists will be able to study the effects of climate change on phytoplankton, the tiny organisms that scientists say produce some 50% of the oxygen we breathe. Spaceflight Now reports the PACE launch marks the first U.S. government mission targeting the Earth's poles after a failed launch in the 1960s rained down debris on Cuba.
We have engine ignition.
Also this week, what began as another space launch for Russian cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko became history-making as he broke the world record for most cumulative time spent in space. At the time of this writing, the 59-year-old has spent more than 878 days and 12 hours in space, beating the previous record by some 30 minutes and counting. He's made 5 trips to the International Space Station dating back to 2008. His current trip began last September, and if all goes according to plan, Kononenko will become the first person to accumulate 1,000 days in space by mission's end. Finally this week, for the rest of us stranded on Earth, an upcoming treat for sky gazers in North America, a total solar eclipse on April 8th.
It's very interesting that nowhere else in our solar system that we know of has the right size moon to just block the exact surface of the sun. And that's just a very unique, Earth is special.
During the eclipse, some 44 million people from Mexico to Newfoundland can see the moon perfectly aligned between Earth and the sun, turning day into night for nearly 4.5 minutes. You'll need those special eclipse sunglasses to protect your eyesight. If the moon were a bit closer, the event could last as long as 7.5 minutes. The bad news for most of us alive today, that won't happen until 2150. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
Theo, stay informed, get ahead, get the news right here.